0.8 and tack 67.1. Okay. Just flipped over. Hobbs is what you get charged for, so you want to make sure that that's right. Okay. So you're not paying for somebody else's flight, right? Okay. Okay, when you get, the more you start the aircraft, the more comfortable you'll get, where right after you start it, you'll just check and make sure the oil pressure is rising or is already in the green. The checklist is a little out of order, I think, personally, because it says ignition switch, so you start the engine, and then check oil pressure, and then throttle. But really, right when you start it, you should, if it's not at 1,000, just bring it back to 1,000 first, and then check the oil pressure. But as you do this more often, it'll be more comfortable for you just to naturally check it.
Okay.
Okay, so avionics master on, and then circuit breakers, just make sure they pop out. Okay, lights, so we'll just put our strobe on. We can leave our navs off, or just think nav, night.
Landing lights.
Landing light off for now. Right before we take off, we'll turn it on.
Okay.
And then I don't mind if we leave it on when we're in the vicinity of the airport. I think it's good for safety.
Huh.
So that's fine. You can turn it off after we leave the airport environment on the checklist. So en route climb, it actually doesn't even say. Once we're at cruising altitude, you can turn the landing light off, taxi landing light off. And then before we descend, as required, but we want to, I feel safer having it in the descent. It's easier for other aircraft to spot us. Okay?
Yep.
Right. So we'll lean the mixture for taxi. Run it up to 1200. And in the avionics portion, that's a good memory item. So remember to turn on the radios and then get AWOS and listen for the weather. And we'll see what our density altitude is. So when we lean the mixture, we're going to run it up to 1200. And then we're going to just keep leaning it. We should see a little bit of a peak rise. It's just slowly getting a little bit more than 1200. See that?
Yeah.
And then the engine's going to run a little rougher. Feel how the engine's kind of running rough right now. So then we're going to just enrichen it so we have that smooth again. And then 2 more turns, and then we'll pull back to 1,000. So when we lean the mixture, we're kind of getting that maximum power and the maximum fuel out of it based on our setting. And we do the same thing when we are at cruise altitude too. Since we're doing maneuvers, we usually keep it rich when we are going up and down, but on days where the density altitude is above 3,000, it's important to set the mixture properly. Okay, and then yes. So this is just saying our database is up to date. Okay. This is for this. It's not. We'll activate Carney. That way we can see. We're actually a quarter of a mile, 0.24 miles from the center of where it's measured. That white thing out there. Okay, and then I'll let you go ahead and get AWOS. Looks like we, right here you can use number 2 if you like. So to toggle back and forth between COM 1 and COM 2, you can just push.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 26 Celsius. Dew point 14 Celsius. Altimeter 3030. Remarks. Density altitude 3,500.
Okay, so
Kearney Regional Airport.
3030.
Automated weather observation 1821 Zulu. Wind 180
I'm gonna set this.
at 09er. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 26 Celsius. Dew point 14 Celsius. Altimeter 3030. Remarks. Density altitude 3,500. Kearney Regional Airport. Automated weather observation 1822 Zulu. Wind 170 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 26 Celsius. Dew point 14 Celsius. Altimeter 3030.
Did you get everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So what runway will we depart on?
18.
Okay, good. All right. And you can, if you have a knee board,
Yeah.
you can always write down. Sometimes it's easier to write everything down, and it's a very good habit to get in. Because when you get into instruments, you will be writing down clearances all the time. You have 4 flight, right? You show me? Okay, so let me show you a trick. On 4 flight. Right down here. Scratch pad. So you can write the winds. Whoops. My handwriting is horrible on here. You can write the sky condition, clear, temperature, dew point, altimeter. Or you can write down also. That's just a little trick. Okay, so on the way in, when we come back in and get AWOS, you can write it down. That way, after you're done writing it down, then you can put in our new altimeter setting if it's changed. Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Brakes.
All right.
Temperature 26 Celsius. Dew point 13 Celsius.
Stand by 1 moment. There we go.
Okay. Write the instrument.
Okay.
County traffic, Skyhawk 2316.
I'm gonna make a radio call. I'll do a brake check. My controls.
From runway 18.
Okay, I have controls.
Pattern to northwest, county traffic.
Okay, my brakes check. Your controls.
Skyhawk 223 is taxiing to the runway 18 via Alpha.
We're gonna taxi north of the fire station. Okay.
Okay.
I'll let you start us in the taxi, and just remember where the wind's coming from, so you can use the controls. I'm gonna be on the mic, but I'll try not to mess up your yoke when you add wind, okay?
So wind comes from the...
Yes, the south. And so we're going to go take off. We're going to depart on runway 18. So we'll do our run up north of the fire station, okay? County traffic, Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo is at Big Air, taxiing north of the fire station via taxiway Alpha, Kearney. You have controls?
I have control.
Okay, your controls. All right, so when the wind's behind us, we want to push our yoke forward, correct? All right, and then when it's in front of us, we don't have to worry about pushing. Your speed is great. However, they want us to keep the power up to 1,000 so we don't idle the engine.
County traffic, Skyhawk 2316 Tango, turning to the crosswind.
You turn it here.
County traffic.
So it makes it hard to taxi at a slow speed. We have to keep the power up. So you can just keep it at 1,000 RPM and then slow way down and then taxi again. And as you start to get too fast, then you can brake and then let out the brakes. Yeah, so we'll flip it around. We'll do like a 270-degree right turn back to heading 170. And you can pull forward just a little bit so we're off the taxiway, just in case somebody else comes in behind us. Yeah, then we'll turn back around to 170. We want to try to go right into the wind. That way we effectively cool the engine as we're operating at high temperature, high power setting.
Okay. 2316 Tango, turning into the downwind from runway 18, county traffic.
Before takeoff. Nose wheel.
Okay, so that means that we just want to make sure. So right now, do you feel how your right rudder is pushed a little bit further? So just let it out a little bit, push on the left until they're equal. That feels about right?
Yes.
Okay.
Brakes set. Yeah.
Okay, that means just hold, you can hold on the brakes.
Doors and windows. Oh. Closed. Hooked. Okay. Now flight controls.
Free and correct. So that just means that when we turn the yoke to the right, our right aileron should be in the up position. Okay, so we can just make a box pattern right like this. And then look and make sure our elevator, pull it up
Sunny traffic, Skyhawk 2316.
Move the rudder like that.
From the
And then
traffic at 4,000 feet to 5,000.
aileron up.
Feet. Sunny traffic.
And then push forward. So you just want to make sure nothing's in your way. That way you have full range of the flight control.
Selector. Close. Total.
Okay, so mixture says set for density altitude. So let's run the throttle up to 2,000.
1000.
You're on the brakes. Okay. So we'll run the mixture up to, or I'm sorry, we'll run the engine up to 2,000 RPM. And now we're just going to we're going to lean until we see a rise in RPM. So watch that needle, it's going to go up just a little bit, maybe 50 RPM. Oh, not today. Okay, so you saw it drop?
Yep.
So that means that the mixture is too lean. So we'll go back up to not really getting a rise at all. Add a little bit more to simulate true takeoff setting. Seems pretty rough. I don't think Echo Romeo really likes it too lean. Okay, so there's our transponder, helps other traffic be able to see our altitude. Okay, so see them on final?
Oh yeah, there is.
It's hard to see them with the strut in the way. Sometimes it's easier if you angle a little bit. Just move the nose so you can see everything.
He is my roommate.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Is that your roommate?
Yes.
Did you guys carpool?
Couple?
Come in the same car?
No.
Nope.
No.
Let's see if he does a good landing. Or his instructor, maybe. Yeah. Okay, we'll wait for them to clear the runway before we taxi on. And there should be it should say on the checklist windows, just because people like to have the windows open while they're taxiing.
Skycho Skyhawk 2 Fox is taking off from runway 18, base cross traffic, Connie.
Kearney Air Traffic Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo is departing runway 18. We're going to taxi and line up and wait for the aircraft. Charlie Foxtrot in front of us. Okay. Okay, so you still have controls. I just wanted to add a little bit of throttle. So we're going to taxi onto the line.
Okay.
Stay on the line, and then as we get to the landing threshold, you'll be able to see the runway center line. Okay, so a little less throttle when we turn. There we go. So we're just gonna line up, put in your wing correction. Very important, okay. And add smooth power. So nice full throttle, off the brakes, heels on the floor.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we want to make sure that our engine instruments are still in the green. Airspeed's coming alive. Okay, I'm just going to help you a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
55, yeah.
All right, just start pull back about an inch.
Let's cross wind for runway.
There we go. If we don't pull back at 55,
Okay.
the nose will start shimmying. It doesn't like going too fast.
Oh, there.
Yes, very good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pitch the nose for a little bit of a climb. We're going to remember where the horizon
Yeah.
goes right through.
Parallel to the horizon.
And Kearney traffic, Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo has departed runway 8. We're going to be southwestbound, Kearney.
Skyhawk Skyhawk 72 Charlie Foxtrot is turning left downwind for runway 18, Kearney.
Okay, so turn around and look at the runway. So we need to put in just a little bit of a correction. All right, and this is a really good attitude, and we look back at our airspeed, and this picture that we see seems to be working very well. So just hold this picture.
Okay.
We want to use visual and then just back it up with our flight instruments.
Okay.
Once you get into instrument work, then we'll only look at the instrument. But while we have outside, while we are VFR, we want to look for other traffic and towers, cell phone towers, clouds, things like that. Okay, so we have climbed through traffic pattern altitude of 3,100. So now we are considered outside of the traffic pattern. Let's go ahead and make a turn.
Traffic 738 Delta X-ray, 7 miles to the northeast for the left base 14, like you said.
Let's go ahead and we're going to make a turn to the southwest. We'll say a heading of 225.
Okay.
Or since we're doing visual, maybe towards, I don't even know what's out there. There's no landmarks. Before you turn, I want you just to lift your right wing. There you go. Okay. Let's turn to a heading of 225. I tried to find something for you to turn to. It all looks the same. And we'll keep.
Skyhawk 72 Charlie Foxtrot is turning left base for runway 18.
Let's keep going up to 4,500. Okay, so 1,000 more feet to climb.
Okay.
A little, kind of got a little bumpy at this altitude. Maybe it'll be calmer higher? I don't know. So above 3,000 we can start leaning the mixture. So I'm going to do 2 half turns of the mixture like that, okay? The higher we go in altitude, the less oxygen there is. So the engine is getting less oxygen, but the same amount of fuel. And so it's almost like it's getting too much fuel. So if we just pull back on the fuel a little bit, then the ratio for the fuel to air mixture is good again, and the engine can have a good combustion. So every time we increase our altitude, we want to ask ourselves, do we need to lean the mixture? Usually there's, you would use the exhaust gas temperature gauge, but that's not really that accurate in these aircraft. So you kind of have to listen for engine roughness.
Okay.
If it gets rough, you've gone too far, and you can just increase it.
Skyhawk 2316 Tango, 15 miles west, maneuvering, Kearney traffic.
This shows us our distance from the airport. Remember when it was 0.24? So now it's 4.54. You could turn around and look. That's what about 4.5 miles looks like. So when we go to Grand Island, their airspace, we have to remain outside of their airspace unless we're making two-way radio calls where they can hear us. Okay, so to level off, let's go ahead and pitch over until we see
X-ray 3 mile left base 1.
about a fist.
Western traffic.
A little bit, right about there. Okay, and now we're going to pull power back. Oh, okay. Got power back 2300 is good. And then set the trim. So you're going to run it. Sometimes it's confusing because you're spinning the wheel up, but the nose is going down. So think of the wheel as coming all the way around. So it's making that nose go back down. And then just spin it until you feel no back pressure.
Yes.
That might be just a little too much. You notice how the nose is just slightly dropping?
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and make that small correction. And a little bit more power, about 2300 RPM. Or 2300. So anytime you have a power change, you'll have to reset the trim. When you have full power, the nose wants to go up, and when you take power out, it wants. Basically, when the engine isn't working very hard,
yeah,
it just becomes a weight, just dead weight, right? If the propeller's not really providing a lot of thrust, you remove that thrust, and you just have the weight of the engine. So that's why the nose drops. Okay, so just go ahead and pitch that nose. Go ahead and just lose a little bit of altitude so you can pitch slightly below what you normally would level off at. This looks like a very good. We can back it up right here with this instrument. This is showing us we have a 200 foot per minute descent. That's good. Nothing too drastic to make anybody sick, right?
That's the 1461 Echo, turning left downwind, runway 12, Miller traffic.
And we'll lose about 150 more.
Skyhook 22 Charlie, Fox 3 is standing on
4 feet.
runway 18, Connie.
Carney traffic, Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo is 9 miles to the southwest. We'll be maneuvering in the southwest practice area between 3,000 and 4,500 Carney.
4,500. Descending to 4,500.
Correction, 3,500 to 4,500, 74 Echo Romeo. 4,500, yes.
Okay.
All right, this looks good. Okay, so I'm going to have you, once you get on your altitude, I'm going to have you turn towards the west. We can use this. There's a power line down here. It's,
Skyhook 22 Charlie, Fox 3
you can't see the power line,
Yes.
but you can see the road. It ends up. So as long as you just turn in between all these roads, you'll be heading in a westerly direction.
Miller traffic, Cessna 1461 Echo, departing pattern, last call, Miller traffic.
It used to be a lot easier to tell the directions. You just line up with the roads and it was right on with the compass. However, the magnetic poles have been shifting a little bit and it's not so perfect anymore.
County traffic, Skyhook 2316 Tango.
Okay, so every time we turn, we're going to have to add just a